Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Tie Down 101 Chain Binder Basics. Here we'll cover the standard types of chain binders as well as how to tension and release them. My name is Matt and I'll be your host for this episode. If you've missed any of our other training modules, feel free to click the link above and go check out the entire playlist. Chain binders are used to tension chains in cargo control applications. Similar to a ratchet buckle, they take the slack out of the chain and create the needed tension to secure the load, which is typically a large vehicle, raw steel, or other large heavy objects where the chain would not damage the load. Before we get started on the use of the binders themselves, let's briefly discuss how to secure the chain that will eventually be tensioning. Always start with a good quality, undamaged chain assembly rated for the load you're securing. It should have clevis hooks on both ends, or some type of specialty hook like Anchor Cargo's J-hook chain assemblies. When using a clevis hook, whenever possible, loop it around your unit and back to itself and secure it in place. This gives you the most secure connection while utilizing the strongest portion of the clevis hook. If you use the side of the trailer, the frame, or a stake pocket or something like that, you could put yourself in a precarious position where the tension is being applied in a lateral direction right on the neck. The hook's working load is rated for a straight line pull, and this could cause the hook to break, which is not something you want to happen when you're hauling cargo. Now, onto the binders themselves. While the shape and size may vary between models and brands, there are two basic types of chain binders, the lever binder and the ratchet binder, and we'll cover both of these in this video. Lever binders use a simple over-the-center style mechanism along with two clevis hooks where the chain gets secured and the lever handle where the tension is created or released. Operating a lever binder is a simple process, but it can take a little bit of practice to perfect. Start by opening the lever mechanism fully. Then affix the clevis hooks onto the chain or chains you're tensioning. From there, simply pull or push the lever over center, pulling the hooks towards each other. This is where practice pays off. There's a chance you will either have too little tension and the load won't be secure, or too much tension and won't be able to fully close the device. From this point, you can adjust which link the binder affixes to or the chains themselves to get a secure fit when the binder is fully closed. For added security, we recommend using a binder lock like Anchor Cargo's lever lock, seen here, to ensure the binder does not open while transporting the load. Unloading the binder is just as easy as tensioning it. Simply swing the lever open and the load is released. In this case, since the lever is already seated with tension on it, the use of a pipe or a combination winch bar may be useful. The bar places the operator away from the danger area. Always make sure that the load is stable before releasing tension so as not to harm anyone in the vicinity or damage the product or vehicle. And open the lever away from your body and face. Ratchet binders are the most popular style of chain binder and use a turnbuckle mechanism along with two clevis hooks where the chain gets secured and the lever handle where the tension is created or released. The toggle at the base of the lever handle controls the direction in which the force is applied. A ratchet binder works by turning rotational movement into lateral movement. This is accomplished by the user cycling the lever back and forth, which turns two opposing Acme thread screws that draw the hooks towards the center of the binder, thus adding tension to the chain and load. To accomplish this, simply unthread the hooks 1 to 2 inches in each direction, depending how much take-up you require. You want to keep the hooks as close to the barrel as possible. This is where the maximum strength of the binder comes from. Overextending the screw reduces its holding capacity. Additionally, some binders, like Anchor Cargo's ratchet binders, you can see with the little warning right here, have a built-in thread stop to prevent the hooks from separating themselves from the barrel completely. This is intentional to help ensure the hook doesn't work itself out when you're traveling down the road when it's not in use, thus becoming a projectile bouncing down the road. Also, don't force the threads out too far. When you feel resistance, stop. Trying to extend it further will shear the pin and lock the threads in place, making the unit unusable. Hook the two clevis hooks onto the chain or chains and cycle the handle back and forth, ensuring the toggle is set to the correct position. Continue this process until the load is sufficiently secured. Be sure to rotate the handle to a position where it's not in harm's way before you drive away. Similarly, to unload a ratchet binder, simply flip the toggle in the opposite direction and cycle the unit until there's enough slack produced to unhook the chains. Always make sure the load is stable before releasing tension so as not to harm anyone in the vicinity or damage the product or vehicle. Okay, let's talk about safe handling of these devices. First things first, as always, proper PPE. At a minimum, you'll want hand and eye protection, so that means some gloves and safety glasses. Also, depending on where and what you're loading, you may want to consider a safety vest, a hard hat, and definitely some steel-toed shoes. Secondly, never, and I mean never, use a force multiplier or cheater bar when using a binder. The added length provides significantly more leverage, which can overstress the chain and cause it to break, or worse yet, stretch and break while you're driving down the road. Also, on a lever binder, the lever could snap open before it's seated correctly, potentially causing the bar to whip back with tremendous force. And that could cause the result in a personal injury or property damage. Maintenance on both types of binders is a breeze. Simply hit the moving parts with some penetrating oil if they're really dirty, or seized. If not, you can skip that part. Then use a high-quality lubricant of your choice sparingly. For more info, click the link above to view a strap chat that we created covering this topic. Now, while lever binders are still perfectly acceptable for use, they are not nearly as popular as ratchet binders are, due to some of the inherent issues that we discussed earlier in this video. There are also some other types of binders out there that try to find a good middle ground for speed and safety. One of those is Anchor Cargo's Easy Binder. Click the link above to learn more about this great product. It's as fast as a lever binder while being as easy to use as a traditional ratchet binder. There you go, Chain Binder 101. We hope you found this video useful for your future cargo control endeavors. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and be sure to click that bell to turn on the alerts. We don't want you missing any of our future training episodes. Thanks and have a safe day.